Hi guys, welcome back to Abundance of Lovely. Abundance is filled to overflowing and lovely is what we are filled with, and that is love. I'm going to take you behind the scenes on another one of my posts, which is a post about love. Earlier this year, I was reflecting on how our hearts both have the capacity for yearning, but also wrestling. There can be desires, but there can also be questions that are on our hearts. And one of these core questions is, what am I made for? And this is about not just what our heart's desires are, but it's about what is our heart's purpose? What is our purpose? And this post is looking at the call to love, which I believe is truly one of our heart's purposes. It is what we see in the scriptures that we are called and commanded to respond to. So I'm going to explore this call to love and how we respond to it. A critical context for the post is that God is love, which means that our understanding of this call to love is understood by looking at God's character. And there are three characteristics that I'm exploring in this post. Because God is love, and because we are made in his image, we are image bearers, which means we are made in love. The love that we are bearing and called to, though, is God's character. Because God is love, what we see of his kind of love is very different than what we see of the world's love. His love is sacrificial, it is forgiving, and it is trustworthy. And so I'm looking at how we are called to love through sacrifice, through forgiveness, and through trust. God is so sacrificial that he would lay down his life, and we are called to do the same. He is forgiving and merciful. He is so gracious towards us. And he is also trustworthy. He is a safe place for our hearts, a person that we can put our faith and trust in. And so these three characteristics of God teach us something about love and how we are to respond to this call, both to love God and also to love others. So this call to love on our lives is so much bigger than just us receiving love. It is about how do we give love? How do we respond to this call to love? And how do we be obedient in that? Because this love is a command, it is an interesting one where we can be obedient to the command, but if we understand what the command's intent is, which I'm trying to do in this post, we understand that this is a call. So it is a call that we are invited into. We are invited into love. Yes, we can be obedient in our love, but we are also invited into this love and to be a part of a bigger love story than ourselves. So that's what this post is trying to do. We'll see how I go. Much later. I have managed to pull the entire blog together in, I would say, a total of one day. I started this yesterday. I sat down and I started organizing some of my thoughts. A lot of what I had written as the basis for this, I actually wrote last year. So in the season coming up to marriage. So what I did yesterday was I just edited what I already had. And then today I've come in, I already had my structure, and what I always do is I like to go to my notes app, which I have on my iPad, my phone, my laptop. In my notes app, I always take note of any quotes that I love from scripture, from movies, songs, books, you name it. I will put it all in my notes app. And I will not just add the quote, but I will also add some of my own thinking around it. So I might add a few thought prompts. And the reason I do this is because if it has sparked something in me in the moment of hearing or listening or reading, then I know that it is a spark that I want to capture. And I come back to those. That is part of my writing process. I come back to those and I'll do word searches. Like today, I've done the word searches for my keywords, and I found some really helpful quotes which only enhanced and added to some of my existing thinking. And so I would never include quotes that I think detract or derail my existing thinking. I should just quickly comment that I know this would come across as me performing a confirmation bias, but what it actually is seeking other voices. So I'm not just relying on my own thinking, I'm looking at other thought leaders before me. So it gives it a bit more of a robustness. It gives some more weighting to what I'm saying when you see that other voices have had similar thoughts or have similar approaches and ideas. And so I've done all that today, and it is done. The post is all fleshed out. It has got the photos in there, and so I'm really proud of myself because it's been a while since I've been able to pull together a blog in such a short time. It usually has been heavier, weightier blogs that I've been doing recently, which takes longer, but I would say I did about an hour yesterday, and then I've probably done about 6 hours today, and we're now ready to go. So this might actually end up being a really short vlog because of that, because I haven't been doing this over several days. Okay, so it's time for me to share my favorite quotes, which I always bold in my post. These are just some takeaways, so they are for enticement purposes on this vlog so that you can go and read the post, but I will share a snippet. So the first one is, love is something that we are made of. Be made in the image of God is to be made in the image of love. We are called to love the unlovely. We are called to love. The call to marriage is really a call to learn the limits of being human. So how do we love beyond ourselves, beyond our conditions, and beyond our limits? This is exploring that question, I should say, around giving unconditional love and the limits that we have of our selflessness and our ability to pour out. It is in and through God's love that we learn to love others. This is a call into a divine love, a sacred romance. We are called to love through sacrifice. Love, laced with forgiveness and grace, shapes us. Love is refining, healing, and redeeming all at once. We learn to live the art of sacrifice and love and forgiveness in the mirror of divine mercy. Now that brings us to the end of another vlog and behind the scenes on the blog. Thank you so much for watching if you have. It would be great to hear your thoughts on this call to love on our lives. And so I hope that this has blessed you. Stay tuned for more behind the scenes on the blogs, and until next time.